Hey guys, happy Friday night. Don't know who's on this Friday night, but I said I was going to come on here. I made it a point, I made it my goal to come on here today. And so it's super late, but I still at least wanted to come on. Hi Marquise. I still wanted to come on. I made it my goal to get on YouTube today. So before I go to bed, I wanted to just come on. And do I really need a vocal warm-up at 11 o'clock? Not really. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Thank you, Alex. Hi. I'm usually not on this late, so I'm interested to see how many people are on YouTube this time of night. I like your hair. Oh, thank you. Hi, Tony. Hi, Court. Thank you. Oh, you guys like my hair. Thank you. I do in-person classes. Well, actually, the office space that I was in recently shut down on me, like pretty suddenly. So I was there for over a year and then that shut down. So now I'm back on Skype only. But I do like Skype, FaceTime, Zoom lessons. So I do those one-on-one still. And you can, book those through my site, delisa.com. I'm well, thank you, Alan. I appreciate it. Thank you for asking. Hi, is it Stone? Thank you. Hi. All the way from Washington, D.C. Hi, Loretta. Well, Skype and FaceTime have made the world very, very, very small. I teach clients as far as New Zealand, which I think is pretty darn far. New Zealand, Russia, all of that. So, no excuse. From Baltimore. Hi, Kimberly. Thanks for everything you do. I'm following from... Oh, wow. I think it said Mauritius Island. I've never had to... Mauritius Island in the Indian Ocean. Wow, Geraldine. Wow. You're very welcome. Do the exercises we do every day, as they are good for strengthening and adding power to the voice. When should we see results if we do them every day? Alex, that's a really... Oh, thank you, Tony. You're sweet. When should you see results if you do them every day? I think that's really personalized. It depends on where you start. It depends on your level of musicality, how quickly you can adapt what we do with the exercises into your singing. Sometimes people start to get really good at exercises and then it doesn't actually translate to their singing. So that's kind of the other step, right? Is getting it to stick with your singing, creating habits. Hi. I think that's like an Arabic name or just something I've never seen before, actually. So, again, okay, it scratches in the throat, a sign. Hi, Shanifa. A sign of vocal strain. During warm-ups, I had to push for power that I normally have to do. Now my throat feels sore. Yeah, scratchiness in your throat can be a sign, definitely, of vocal strain. My voice tends to fall asleep. Sounds like I need some vocal rest. I do. I need rest, period. But I will say I got a really full night's sleep last night. And oh my gosh, today was a dream. I didn't need that 2 o'clock nap. It was just, I was able to get through the whole thing. So, yeah, that's why I didn't want to be on here very long. And honestly, I don't want to really sing if my voice is tired. Is Lomo a soprano? I'd say so. I don't know who Stacey Orrico is. I think I know who she is. Is she a Christian singer? Last time I heard her, she was all right. I tend to confuse Minnie Riperton with Denise Williams, so I'd rather not say until I actually hear her. What about JoJo? She's good. I really don't have much to say. Volume is down. That's always great advice, to just rest. Should Kiki Wyatt be more well known? I think she would need better promotion and probably more commercial music to be more well known. My voice sounds so tired. Coloratura a lot of times is usually coloratura is like a label attached once you've learned how to do coloratura. So while I had the potential to be a coloratura lyric soprano or lyric coloratura soprano, I kind of rejected a lot of the coloratura repertoire, so I couldn't really say I'm coloratura. Do I have the capability of it? Yes. So I think the same thing would go with Riperton. You have to kind of decide. Are you going to call someone coloratura because you can hear that they have a fast vibrato and probably could do it really well? or they only color it to her because you hear them doing it. And I guess it's personal choice because we're talking about classical stuff, right? We're using classical labels for non-classical singers, so a lot of it can become subjective. Oh, hi, Tony. Let me see. My vocal coach has 2 degrees, does education level. Um, what are the 2 degrees in? It should make a difference, but I think though if they have a master's in performance, they're usually going to be pretty good. A master's of music education is kind of up in the air because they don't have to take as many voice classes and they're focusing more on choral education, which is more focused on creating the sound that you want out of many people, not just getting good vocal technique out of one person. And unfortunately, I've seen many people graduate at least with their bachelor's that can truly say they have yet to figure out their voice. I think the other thing is my eye has been twitching. Is there like money coming to me? But the degree should matter. I would feel if somebody has a master's degree in vocal performance that would mean that they really know what they're talking about. But I think some of it has to do with gifting and instinct. And some people are better communicators than others. And I think that just goes, I mean, I guess you can see that happening in any profession. That some people are just better at getting you to understand what you need to know in order to be better. So people are more effective at that than others. A master's degree just means even a master's degree is in vocal performance. That just means you've done the work to get your voice to a certain level. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can get someone else to their next level. It should mean that, especially by that point. But again, sometimes that person may only be equipped to dealing with other people in their specific genre. And usually a classically trained person is sometimes going to have a really hard time translating what they know into contemporary styles. Even though they know a lot about the voice, there's just kind of a lack of an innate empathy there that can allow them to kind of cross over. Hi, I'm very low on confidence in singing. I feel I can do better. Is there any way I can find help on that? That you're low on confidence? I feel like I'm a soprano, but I'm not sure. Okay, DeMonte, I'm not really sure how to respond to that. Teaching voice is a complicated thing. It's not just knowledge of the voice and how to sing, but it requires the right teaching methods, concepts to inspire. Yeah, and you really have to know 5 different ways to get to the same result. And what happens sometimes is, for example, there's a lot of people that were classically trained. I was blessed to be one of those people that was classically trained, but I wasn't discouraged from singing other styles. A lot of people that become classically trained, they basically are told, everything you've done before this is garbage. I don't want to hear anything about musical theater. I don't want to hear anything about gospel, pop, R&B. That's garbage. That's not good for your voice. This is the best thing for your voice. So if you are going to succeed in this program, you need to abandon that. And so by the time they graduate, they have a very limited view of what their own personal voice can do. And they would seek out a teacher like me who understands their technique, but is also familiar with techniques outside of that in order to kind of bridge those gaps. And so that becomes the problem, is a lot of vocal performances program are not all inclusive of all the ways that a person would just want to use their voice, period. So the reason why I say I was blessed is because I was able to use my voice in various ways. I was in the opera and in the jazz band and in the show choir and in the gospel choir all at the same time while I was in college. And so I learned how to adapt and how to use what I was learning in my voice lessons to enhance each and every one of those things. Every vocal coach does not, every singer doesn't get a chance to have that kind of exposure. Every vocal coach in turn is not going to be able to have that frame of reference. Hi, Mark. Are y'all listening to me? I want to become better in belting and power resonant. I definitely don't encourage people to get louder. I do encourage them to get more focused and more resonant. Because asking someone to get louder is probably going to encourage a habit that you're going to have to break down the line. So I don't use that language. I want to become better in belting and power resonance. I can transition pretty well from chest to head. Okay, good for you, DeMonte. Cinema. Shoot your question. I am not singing at 11:30 at night. There's no way. No, it's not a good idea to sing with nodules. Hi, you had a question. Okay, Bam. Earlier, you asked me about... I did hear Wendy Williams shade at the Clark sisters. She's a mess. You asked a question actually a couple days ago on one of my videos. You were asking, how do I warm up a choral? Like, do I have a goal? When I'm warming up, I don't necessarily... Well, sometimes I'll have a goal, but sometimes I don't. Like, it just depends on how I already know I'm feeling going into the warm-up. So there are some days where... Usually I know by the time I hit an E5 what kind of day it's going to be. So if I'm struggling to hit an E5, that means a G is probably my best bet. G to G sharp 5. Okay? If I hit an E with ease and I hit a G with ease, then I can probably end up going up to like a D6 or something like that. So it really depends. And I think what's important is when you're warming people up, see how they sound by the time they get to about an E flat 5. And then that will give you a gauge of, and then you should probably go back down the scale and then work your way back up the scale and see if they can go up to an E5 or an F5 or something like that. Just kind of ease your way through their range instead of just pushing and pushing and pushing for them to go high in the very beginning. Because again, it's a warm up. So allow their voice to kind of warm up to those higher notes. I asked that question because I have nodules and I wanted to know if it was safe for me to sing with nodules. I can't say that I know a whole lot about nodules, but I do know that in a lot of cases, good vocal technique can heal the nodules. So when you say, is it safe to sing? It's good to sing properly with nodules. You'll probably have to do vocal therapy. But I don't really do a whole lot of... I'm going to be going to school for vocal therapy, but at the moment, I don't know a whole lot about vocal therapy. I just know that the technique that is used to sing properly is the same technique that prevents nodules and that helps to heal nodules. So what I teach all falls under the category of healthy singing, of restorative and preventative care. So it's really about how you're using your voice. Why did you use this moment to talk about Wendy? This is so ridiculous. What's the difference between whistle notes? I don't know a whole lot about whistle notes, so I couldn't tell you that. I'm one of those people that's just honest. If I don't know, I'm not just gonna put words together. I don't know. I wanted to ask if it's normal. I wanted to ask if it's normal to struggle about. Where are you from? Struggle about. Are you English? When moving from notes beyond C5. I feel like I don't have good technique in addition to me not having a vocal teacher. It's not normal to struggle. I mean, I didn't know that was a revelation that Mariah Carey was bipolar. I honestly thought we knew that already. Genuinely. I'm not sure why. I thought the world did. Did you see her red my eye? I'm not sure why I thought we knew that already. But I'm not surprised. I'm really not. I've been, I would say, praying for her, concerned about her. Yeah, for some reason, I feel like I knew that already. That's all. Nodules can heal. If you have nodules, I would honestly say consider resting and heal them first. In my humble opinion, it's risky. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. When it comes to nodules, I don't know enough to say, well, if you have nodules, don't sing or speak until they heal, then retrain. Because some would say, hey, you have nodules, go do vocal therapy and go to a good vocal coach and they will heal because you're learning good technique. So I don't know. I don't know if it's sit out of singing for 8 weeks and then do some vocal therapy. That could be it. I don't really know what the process is. I teach chorus. My boys are having a hard time singing in key. Lord Jesus. I tried the one finger in ear to hear the note. I wanted them to sing an A. Hi, Jawel. You guys think everything is shade. I'm not being shady. I'm just saying a lot of people have mental illness. And that must have been it. The fact that she had like a nervous breakdown. And I think it became clear that she had mental and emotional, I don't know, for some reason I just knew she had some kind of emotional instability, and I think a lot of people in her position maybe would. That's a very peculiar life that she leads. So I don't know. I have yet to watch Beyonce's performance on Coachella. I've only seen like literally small snippets. I have not yet watched it, to be honest. The little bit that I've seen, it looks great. You think I don't know if Britney's voice is damaged. I hope I'm not asking a silly question, but yeah. No. Yawning does not damage your voice. Mariah's in the best place she has ever been. Well, good for her. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Mm-hmm. Oh, your ability to mimic any artist's voice is literally incredible. Thank you. I can't mimic any artist's voice. I wish I could. Maybe, since my voice is so deep right now, I could mimic like And opera singers always sing in modal voice, which is why it is more powerful in resonance. Opera singers hit their notes almost entirely. Cinematique. I teach chorus. Okay. You work them down. I'm confused. I just think you need to keep working on it. If they're having problem matching pitch, that suggests that they're probably tone deaf, right? Especially if they're that young. You can work with them, but it's probably just gonna take a lot of effort. You know, you have to be like, hear it, think it, sing it. And you have to keep doing that. And you have to have the patience of Job. Okay? I do not know who Desiree Coleman is. Coleman Jackson is. Mama, I want to sing. Never seen it. I suck, guys. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Let me think. Hopefully I don't destroy this really quickly. Hopefully I remember the words. Operator, operator, get my baby on the line. 'Cause just the other night we had a horrible fight. I admit that I was out of control, but I still love my man with all my body and soul. When the road gets rough, you say things you should not say. I never meant to treat my baby that way. I apologize. Oh, believe me, I do. I apologize. Oh, honest and true. You see, I know I was wrong. That's why I sing you this song. And I'm trying to get through and make it up to you. How do I extend my range and sing high notes with smooth riffs and runs? That's like a whole, what do you mean? How do I extend my range and sing high notes with smooth riffs and runs? Well, you extend your range by mastering how to support your voice, mastering how to relax your throat, mastering how to lift your soft palate, mastering how to place your voice properly, relaxing your tongue. All of those things go together so that your range can open up, and then singing fast runs just kind of happens once you've mastered that. So, it's not something that is definitely, that's like building Rome, and it's not built in a day. Desiree's voice is a common, like, oh, very cool. You might be right, and it could also be because she's singing nasally most of her career. From what I've heard, it's dangerous to sing through your nose. Who is we talking about? I think it's both. You only get as good as you believe you can. If you can only imagine yourself being a karaoke singer. Okay, someone must have asked a song I asked a question, and I missed it. Oh, okay, Willie, do you believe the ability to sing well is something you're born with or something that is attained through training? I think it's a little bit of both. Definitely. I've heard people that don't have, I just think it's a little bit of both. Some people have decent voices and they work really hard and they become very, very good singers. And then you have people who have great, very melodic, beautiful voices who work really hard and become great singers. So I don't really think it's, mind over matter so much. I think it's whether or not you're going to fulfill your potential. Whatever your potential is, and everyone's potential is different. My daughter was matching pitch since before she was a year old, whereas there are some people who are adults and they have problems matching pitch. So do you mean to tell me that that person who is 30 years old and has been around music for 30 years has the same potential as a person who's been here for 8 months and can do that better? Or do you think that 8-month-old that has grasped matching pitch has more potential at that point? 2.5 hour stream. What was I thinking that night? Mark Shelton, at what age would you recommend children to get voice lessons? I don't like doing any younger than 8 or 9. I really like 12. But 9 is a good age, I think. Because usually by then, they know they really want to sing. And if you're going to be singing, you might as well be doing it right. And it gives them an opportunity for their voice to kind of grow into the technique. So, yeah. And they have the attention span for at least a half an hour, which usually by the time they're 9, they can actually go through an hour. So, I like that. If you get any younger than that, after about 17 minutes, their brain is somewhere else. Oh, that's awesome. You got to see Whitney perform. Celine has a better imagination when singing. I wonder what you mean by that. But Whitney did things better technically. I think Whitney had more style. I think she had more of an ear. I think she was more beastie. I think she was more aggressive than Celine vocally. I don't know if I would call her a better technical singer, because Celine is pretty darn solid. Oh, thank you. I think Brian McKnight's great. How can both Brandy and Monica sing with super high soft palate? I don't know why would anyone say that Monica sings with a high soft palate? Who said that? I wouldn't agree with that at all. My opinion on Avery Wilson, he's great. Last question. I have a student who keeps using his head voice. I'm trying to get him to sing. You're trying to get him to sing from his belly. Listen. All right, so I feel like, are you a vocal coach? Sing from his belly? So okay. Singing from your belly doesn't make you louder. The amount that you are compressing your vocal cords makes you louder. Okay? Because all of your notes have to be supported no matter what. So he could easily say, I am singing from my belly. Okay? But I don't really see where the question is. Maybe just start him singing where he talks. tips on staying in tune and on key so you don't sound horrible. I mean, you need ear training. Celine sounds like she actually believes what she's singing. Just comparing my heart will go on to I. Okay. You're allowed to feel that way. I don't really compare them. I think they're both great. I don't really think one is better than the other. I think when you get to a certain level of like greatness, it really is just kind of like which one do you like? I don't think that you have to at that point start going tit for tat of who's actually the best. Like why can't 5 people be the best? Why can't 20 people be the best? Because they're the best at what they do in their respective places. Like they're all the best. Why isn't that possible? Why does there have to be one best? I think that's a great thing that Mariah is training her voice. God bless you if you're doing ear training for choir members. I think you should do the typical like I think you should do the typical it's not going to be easy, but just like just playing things and making sure that they're singing it back. And then if there's difficult passages in the songs in particular, then you isolate those and make exercises out of them. Just do them over and over and over again so that it's being more specific to the material you're actually singing, and then you put it back in the material. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. Okay, I actually have a workshop in the morning with Jasmine Crumley. Some of you may know her. She's a vocal coach out here in Atlanta, a background singer. And so she's having a BGV means background vocal workshop in Atlanta, and I'll be teaching at that. Wait, before you go, that's so funny. That's so funny. Wait, before you go. Oh, gosh. You guys are so funny. When am I going live on Zoom? I don't know how to go live on Zoom. I don't even know how to do that. I just know how to, I created something and bida bam, bida boom. Okay. But I was going to say, listen, I need to get those. I did a lot of vocal analyses like last summer, and I just haven't edited them yet because it's just been crazy. But once I get them edited, I will upload them. I got them professionally done, which was clearly, I should have just stuck with my iPhone because now I don't even have the videos. But either way, once they're edited, it'll be uploaded and you guys will be able to enjoy it. But the other thing I was going to say is, guys, I'm having a workshop. I don't know if you guys are normally there for my morning ones, but I'm having a workshop, and guys, you can use the code subscriber. I don't really remember how much off you get, but go to delisa.com. And speaking of Truthful Tuesday, everybody that signs up for my workshop will get a free, I guess you could say, personal vocal analysis, or free Truthful Tuesday. It'll be private, sent directly to you. You'll get to know what it is about your voice, particularly, that you need to improve. Yeah, that's it. My workshop is May 5th, and it will be through Zoom. So that's the next one of those. If you guys want to sign up, use again the code subscriber. I can't remember exactly how much you have off, but it's a very good amount. And it's already cheap anyway, okay? So let's not fight over pennies. Oh, and you teach chorus. Okay, cool. Very cool. I have a couple music teachers on here, actually. I think you guys are awesome. Well, then you got to train and get better technique. So you guys, I'm going to go now. Have a good one. I'm glad I came on here and got to chit chat with you guys. I'll see you on Monday. Bye.